building it, and the design is actually really simple.
And that is going to be the height of our area right there, so we're going to...
Yeah, like I said, really simple. How's it going, guys? Blueberry Gamer here. Welcome back to Quarantine SMP. I am here at spawn because apparently it's Christmas. And by the way, I know this is probably going on after Thanksgiving, but I am recording this before Thanksgiving to prove to you guys that what in the world, why is Christmas stuff up already? Yeah, spawn's changed quite a bit, which is, I was up on top of what's apparently, I think, the YouTube chapel? The sub-church. Oh, hang on, I have to say oof. See, I don't quite know what the point of this is, but we do have it. Maybe it's going to fill up more over time. I do want to show you the map has been expanded in the mailroom. The spider's den is now on the map! Ah! Oh, it took so long, but we're finally on the map. Oh, it's so great. But yeah, as you can see, as you saw from that little brief look at the map, things look a little different. There is this dirt hut, which I don't know what it's here for, but why is a dirt hut here? I already looked in it before, and there's absolutely nothing. So I don't know why this is here. I think Magicraft was building a shop over here? No, there's a shop being built there, but no one knows what it is, except for, I guess, the person building it, and we don't know who that is. We have a bunch of candy canes. It's not the holiday season yet. I don't know what these guys are doing. Salty's redstone surplus. It looks like it's still under construction. So I don't know when that's going to be up and running. The biggest change is probably this. I'll get to this in a second. I want to show off... The only other thing I think that's new from what I can remember is this, which is apparently gaming suits. I think I heard it was a bookshop, so I don't know what the deal is with that. Seven Toe and I have just been messing with each other for the past 15 minutes, I think. It's so great, man. It's so great. Oh, I can't actually. There we go. Ow! Oh my gosh, there's a drowned in here! What the? Oh my gosh, someone broke this. Help! Someone broke the elevator! Ah! What happened to the water elevator? Ouch! There's regeneration and I still almost died. Oh, that was nasty. Well, now that I'm up here, at least. I think we're supposed to ignore that, by the way. Oh! I really want to punch him off. Okay, then? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let's just fly around here. We're going to throw all this away. And yeah, that's basically just designed to be a little bubble elevator so that you can glide around with Elytra, because people are wealthy and have Elytra now, so we can just mess around like this. It's absolutely wonderful. Boop. Let's just land there. Ow. Ignore that. I'm just here polishing off some XP on our tools, because we have a big project today. Real quick, though, before we forget, I think we should pick up our Thanksgiving gift. Looks like this guy's going to try to squeeze in ahead of us. So we'll just sit here. Oh, unless he's not going, in which case I'm going to go. What am I going to get? Ooh! I got a golden carrot and a cooked chicken. Merry Thanksgiving to all, and to all a good, I don't know, afternoon? I don't know, I'll figure something out. Turns out there's actually a couple of things I want to do today. But the second one is going to require a lot of slime, which means that we need to be here at the lovely spider's den to pick up some slime, and I've been stockpiling a little bit of it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it comes in kinda slowly, and we don't have any in there right now. I think I have maybe 15 slime blocks worth of slime, which could technically get us by for what we need, but I would prefer to have a lot more just in case. So what I've actually decided to do is, as you guys can see here, I've done a little bit of digging on the sides. These are actually 2 more slime chunks that I have carved out here. So I've moved my beacon over here, and I am going to be carving these out and hooking them up to our main system. so that we actually have access to more slime potentially, and that could mean we could actually get this next project done. So I'm going to jump into a time lapse here, and I may not complete both in this time lapse. I may just do one for now. We'll see how long the time lapse takes on my end. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'll jump into a time lapse and I'll explain my second project while we're doing this first one. So enjoy! Alright, so the reason we need all of this slime is because we are going to be needing some flying machines for our awesome industrial farms that we're going to be building. We are finally starting to do some more redstone stuff. It's been an episode or two since the spider's den, and I'm ready to get back into it and to set up some simple machines that will allow us to be more efficient with our resources. No super smelters yet. I should probably make one of those at some point, and actually a building for a smelter somewhere. It could be a blacksmith or something. That'd be an appropriate theme. But for now, we're just going to be doing things like automatic farms, because we're going to have giant fields of wheat that aren't really meant to be harvested. They're just there to give the aesthetic of a medieval kingdom, especially a farming, agrarian-type kingdom. We're going to have all of our actual materials harvesting stuff underground, where it can't be seen, so that it's functional and it looks nice at the same time. Now, we're going to have things like sugarcane, for example. That's a pretty big one, because I can trade tons of paper, and then get tons of emeralds and experience, get more books. And really, that's just, sugarcane takes so long to grow that being able to automate that, even if it's a slow process, will be able to get us a lot of profit. And I really like profit. Alright guys, as I probably mentioned in the previous clip, I actually had to cut the time lapse because both my pickaxes ran out of durability, essentially. So I quick finished it up during the little break there I had. And as you can see, it just kind of feeds into the channel we already have, and it does seem like it's working. Admittedly, it's been a couple days since I did this, so we've had more time for slime to accumulate. I've been picking up a lot of it. We have 13 here, of course, so that's 13 more to add to the collection. But as you can see, I only did one. I did not do this other one over here because, my gosh, I did not realize how big of a time commitment this was. This is basically just a chunk times essentially 35 blocks. Which, that's 256 times 35. I'm not going to bother doing the math, but it's a lot. So if someone could do the math there, I would have done it in advance if I had known. Oh, also, yeah, creeper somehow spawned down here. I have no idea where, because I've carpeted everything, and everything else is glass. So I don't know how... Surely I have some glass on me, right? Oh, I do, actually. Turns out I was going to be using glass for my next project, so I can actually fix this. The problem is when you're down here, you can't see where the holes are. I think I got them all. We're going to say I got them all. Anyway, that's all besides the point. I just wanted to show you guys I finished it, and now that we've done that, we've gotten a lot more slime. We're going to be moving on to our next project. First, I'd like to see if we have more diamonds from any operations that have been going on here. Oh, wait, that's the wrong barrel. Here it is. Whoa, I'll take it. Alright, and in that little time lapse I did, I should already have explained what the next project is. But I'll show you where it is, because I know I haven't done that yet. And you guys saw there, I basically did a chunk times 35 in terms of the amount of blocks I mined. Now, you can assume that maybe 90 to 95% of it was actually occupied, because you have to leave room for lava lakes, tunnels, and the like. Ow. So, you have to factor that into your calculations, but the point is that's a lot of blocks. And, I clearly didn't learn my lesson, because I was planning on putting it down here, and I will show you what I have done. I still went up to height 40 again. Hopefully none of these are slime chunks. I didn't actually bother checking. And it's not even lined up via chunk. I just picked the spot and then mined out a certain amount of space. But I did 4 chunks this time. Same height. This took a long time. This took so long. Oh my gosh. I have to show you my storage system. I have basically a wall of just stone in double chests. It's insane. I'm really going to have to build a storage building at some point. Get some storage silos in there for the insane amount of stone we have. Now I'm just running around in circles and gliding around in circles while I'm talking. That's real productive. Good job, Bluebeard Gamer. You are a gold star finalist. I don't know what I'm even saying anymore. Gosh, you can hear my voice start to croak up a little bit at the end there, because I wasn't taking a breath. Good grief. Yeah, let's just add this to the rest. There we go. As you can see, we have 33 slime blocks now. That should be plenty for our basic operation that we're going to be working on. And what we're going to be working on is this spot. We're going to be putting a lot of our industrial stuff here. And I know I said I was going to be doing that over at the gravel mountains, but I actually like this idea better, because then you don't have to worry about seeing the machines. This entire area, there's nothing else besides medieval around this area, so it really helps immerse you in the atmosphere that I'm trying to go for. Now, if I have it all under here, I'm also close enough nearby that these farms can work while I'm up at what's going to be my inn. Right now it's my base, but what will eventually be the little inn/tavern. And that way it'll be working a lot more often than if the chunk is deloaded. So yeah, the first thing I wanted to work on in this area was actually the sugarcane farm, because as you guys probably noticed by now, I did take that down. And if you didn't notice, well, I have some questions because I thought it was kind of obvious. Oh yeah, also these things are here. I forgot to mention that. I wanted end rods for what I was doing, so I quick went to the end and grabbed some of these. And as you can see, I have a lot of these. And I have a lot of end rods as well. I used maybe a stack of them down in that project there just to light up the floor. But yeah, none of that storage has changed, obviously, but, it's a lot of stuff. This is what I was talking about. All of these other ones are full. This one is missing a stack and a half, basically, but otherwise I have so much stone. I have so much cobblestone. Luckily, we're planning on building a huge castle eventually, so we'll actually have a use for it, but I can't keep digging space out like this, or else I'm going to run out of storage. I thought this place was pretty big, but clearly we're going to need more. I came to show you the storage, but what I also came to do was to pick up the sugarcane, because we need to work out a design that will allow us to basically rule the world, but more importantly, that will allow us to just get a bunch of sugarcane automatically. And I've done this before on my previous survival worlds, so I have a decent idea of how to do it. It's just a matter of actually integrating that design with some potentially new redstone features, but also the fact that it's underground, because my old designs used daylight sensors. And I could still do that for this, but I'd have to run a really long wire down, and I just don't want to do that. What do we actually need to take down there? I did not even think about this in advance. Let's bring this. This looks useful. What we're going to need the most of is glass, because for this entire build we're going to want to contain it in glass so that the sugarcane just doesn't fly everywhere, because we want to get as much sugarcane from this as possible. We don't want any loss in this. And if there is loss, we want it to be minimized a lot. Oh, let's go down before that guy sees us. There we go. We're going real Metal Gear Solid style stealth here, just disappearing into the ground. That's Metal Gear Solid, surely. Whoa, this is really weird, actually. I'm using zoom on this. Oh my gosh, that looks so weird. It looks so cool, though. Look at this. I missed my spot, but I don't even care. That was cool. We want to think about how much each layer is going to produce, because for every piece of sugarcane you have, a max load would be giving you 2 sugarcane. So, as a template, for example, we could use stairs to make the space smaller. And also, here's another thing. We can just put this in the wall, the outside layer, so we could actually probably fit more. Let's just use this as a sample, basically. And for the ones in the middle, we can just do slabs because it doesn't matter. Then you have your extra row. Okay, so you can actually fit 6 rows of sugarcane in this thing. So depending on how long we make this, it'll give a certain amount of sugarcane for a max yield harvest. So this, for example, would be, we have 16, we have 48, which would be 96. So we're basically getting a stack and a half from this, assuming it was fully grown. Now that's pretty good, honestly. I think that we don't actually need to make it any larger than that, I don't think. I'm perfectly happy with the size of that. Which means we can actually reduce the size of it back down to 2 chunks, I think. Or sorry, not 2 chunks. It's basically, well, actually, let's think about this. It's half a chunk, actually, because this will be a chunk here, this area. I got confused because I made the squares a quarter of a chunk instead of a chunk, so that was throwing me off a bit. But that's not important. That's neither here nor there. I could technically confine it into 1 chunk in terms of width. Don't know if I want to do that. I mean, I definitely could. That's going to change the rates on the farm, though. So we're going to have to think about that. But having it within a chunk like this would be pretty nice, because then we could put farms next to each other a lot more easily. So let's investigate that idea, because that could actually work. Like I said, it will definitely change the rates that we're rolling with. We would have our outside walls be like this, and we can just use this dirt for now. to symbolize where everything would be. We would have some dirt like this. We'd have some dirt like this. Okay, so this would be weird because it would have this little extra block off to the side here, which isn't great. But what we can do is, to make it symmetrical, we can just have stairs like this, and then that mirrors itself, and I think that would look better. And then it actually makes it 8 instead of 7. That would make me feel better, and it doesn't actually change the rates on this thing. Plus, now we have it confined entirely in terms of width to half a chunk, so which is great for us. Which means that we only need 6 in terms of hoppers, because the wall would be here, so there'd only be 6 blocks where the sugarcane could possibly even fall. So that actually makes this a little easier on us in terms of resources, which is great. Alright, and I'm sad I did this, but I'm going to have to put the carpet back, actually, because I would prefer to leave the carpet, and then the machine can just kind of float over it. This shouldn't even have to be that tall, either. We'll see what the max height ends up being, but I do want to make this as small as possible, because we could have this row for sugarcane, for example, here. But we can make it taller by stacking the modules on top of each other. So we could always add more. And then we could set up with some redstone to be able to tell the machine, hey, look, you don't need to go right now. We're fine. All that stuff. Oh, there's a carpet. I was looking for you. Alright, so we have all the hoppers in place. We could make hoppers along the wall here, potentially, since that's not going to be getting in the way. So let's experiment with that idea. Basically, we just need to make this entire floor hoppers. Because if you think about it, we'll only have 8 blocks worth of the sugarcane here, but we need to have space on the outside, so when the flying machine goes past, the sugarcane that it caught will fly off the edge, and that can go in hoppers that are on the ground. So really, all of this needs to be hopper. Which we do have enough for. We are rich. Alright, so this is what I was talking about with the design. Very simple for hopper minecart. It's just going to run along this track. It's going to get stopped by the wall non-stop once we build the wall up, of course. And then this will allow us to actually have some functioning rails, and we should be able to utilize these slabs and stairs to save on some space in this design. Go, my pretty. Alright, now that's going to be making noise for the rest of eternity. That'll be fun. And there we go, yeah, I'll just be going along like this. The hoppers will be constantly emptying it out, so that it always has room to pick up the sugarcane. And that is, in fact, the goal, actually. So now we can start putting in the rest of the ingredients. Yeah, you guys didn't know you were in store for a cooking show today, did you? Achoo! Oh, that was totally part of the plan, by the way. That sneeze was totally part of the plan. Or not. Oh, the hopper minecart stopped? It's not supposed to stop. Why'd you stop? Is it because glass is a transparent block? I actually have to observe this. Huh. Hang on a second. I may just have learned something new about Minecraft. It is definitely losing speed by the end, though. Maybe that's our problem. What? How did I never know this about Minecraft? This has to be an actual solid block, or the hopper minecart just will not go forward. Oh, that is weird. That has just changed everything I've known about this game. Alright, so now we have to actually put on the stairs and the slabs, which the design will actually be pretty simple. We just have to have the water running along where these hoppers are up, and I overshot because I was watching the wrong hoppers. There we go. So yeah, we just do a design like this, basically. Alright, so I've done a little bit of work on this. I did change it out for dirt because glass is more expensive than dirt right now. Now we just have to fill it in with some sugar cane. I'm putting up some light, of course, as you can see. I can't put the light any lower because we need to make sure there's room for our flying machine to actually go around and do stuff. But as you can see, let me see, this isn't a lot. This will be getting, what, maybe a stack, I think? Let me see. Oh no, it'll be getting 2 stacks, actually. That surprises me. I'll be getting 2 stacks from this one harvest here. I should be. No, sorry, it's a stack. Apparently I don't know what I'm talking about. I really do like that it is tileable, though. I'm a fan of that. Alright, we actually have to build a flying machine now. From what I remember, we just need 2 of those. Where are my observers? Could have sworn I crafted a stack of observers at some point. And there are just none here. Alright, how do I build a flying machine again? Let's try to throw one of these together. Let's do piston. Slime, we need all of this, actually. I think it's this? And then I think we just slap observers on top and Bob's your uncle, I think? I want to say that is an operable flying machine, I'm pretty sure. Oh my gosh, I built that from memory. Man, I can't believe that actually worked. Okay, well that's awesome. That should work according to the design. I don't know why it wouldn't work from here on out. Well, that's pretty awesome. Let's place the piston like that. The problem is we need this observer facing downward, which is going to be very difficult to do. Actually, it wasn't too difficult. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about. This is how actually I prefer to set up all my systems whenever it's a flying machine like this. If we have a piston like this, and then we just do that. Yeah, there we go. That piston just instantly fires, and that's enough to trigger the machine. So we can hook that up to something like a daylight sensor or some kind of other machine, like a pulse extender, or a hopper clock, for example. That's another good one. And every time it goes off, this goes. So now we'd have to set that up on the other side, and we are set. Alright, so now all we'd have to do is set up something like a daylight sensor or a hopper clock on this system. And there we go, that's it. Daylight sensor would probably be the easiest, but that would require us to dig all the way to the surface and make a tower going down. So I don't really want to do that. Hopper clock is another method, but it does increase the height on this by a lot. So I know this is going to surprise you guys, but I am kind of an idiot. I totally forgot that you could make hopper clocks that are just 1 block tall. Oh, you just have to take the top machinery and put it on the bottom. I don't know how I forgot that. That's kind of embarrassing, honestly. But yeah, you saw nothing. Oh no. Oh, it's quasi-connectivity. Well, we are going to have to fix that. Yeah! Yeah, that actually works. No more quasi-connectivity. Oh, we got it. That makes me very happy. Let's just assume that this was glass, for example, down here. Because otherwise these redstone blocks up here would interfere with the hopper clock. We now know how tall one of these modules are. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe it's 9 blocks tall. Okay. Admittedly, that's a little taller than I would have expected, but that's basically with all the redstone included, which is pretty great. So I think we're in a pretty good spot here. We just have to build a couple more of these now and build a storage system. I'll probably build more of these off camera. I don't need to be recording for that, frankly, because it's more of the same of this. But I will have to get a lot more glass, though, for sure. So I'll be back once I've done that. I mean, I just have to go fly to a desert and smelt sand the old-fashioned way, but we'll see. So I'll see you then. So for those of you who know redstone, you are all probably screaming at me in the comments section below because of how many mistakes I made on that first segment. I built the hopper clock wrong, so it didn't actually function as a hopper clock. It just outputted a constant redstone signal. Using the observers meant that occasionally the machine would just bug out on its own and would break, rather than using a constant signal, like if I just ran a redstone to the piston and it would be an on or off toggle. There were a lot of things. I ended up fixing them on the first step, because then I then built a couple more. So you don't have to leave those angry comments now. Just leave comments about how amazing I am. No, I'm just kidding. Leave comments if you enjoyed this, or if you have anything interesting to say, because I'd love to hear it. Anyway, back to me just being an idiot, which is every episode, but this episode in particular. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I really like the look of this. It's so cool to me that it fits in half a chunk. Well, the chest, obviously, you could remove the chest and have the storage in the hoppers or something, but this entire thing fits in half a chest. I have 4, wait, 1, two, yeah, I have 4 layers, one of which just sticks up over what I had carved out, so I had to maybe do 10 seconds of carving out for that remaining bit, but the end result is really nice. So now what we're going to do here is we're actually going to put up a storage silo for the front, and we're also going to hook up some redstone so that the system knows when to stop harvesting sugarcane. So I'm going to start doing that, building it, and the design is actually really simple.
And that is going to be the height of our area right there, so we're going to...
Yeah, like I said, really simple. And now we're going to have to dig up pretty far. Hopefully this won't actually hit my platform. It just occurred to me this could hit my platform. Uh-oh. This was 27. I don't want to move the beacon again. It's going to be a pain in the butt. And so I went to digging. I actually have a lot of fun off camera because I just turn on my favorite music and just listen to it. I would have this music on and show those parts, but it's just blaring in my computer audio and I do not want to get sued, so here's me after the fact. Alright, out of sight, out of mind. There we go. Beacon's all taken care of, and now we actually have space for this behemoth. So we have the area for the chest to go into. Now we just have to add in all the redstone for it, and I'm not going to show all of it. Maybe I'll show a clip here or there if I'm talking, but yeah, this is going to take a while. For those of you who know what an item silo is, you know this will take a while. For those of you who don't know what an item silo is, you're about to find out. Long story short, what an item silo is, it's basically a giant tower of double chests or a giant amount of storage, and then you can have lights on the front using comparators to tell you how full your storage is. Now that is how this is working, and I'm just using the standard MumboJumbo design that he made in a video maybe, I don't know, about 3.5 years ago at this point, so it's not complex. It's just I needed to look it up to remember how to do it, because it's been a while since I've built one. So it's basically just one pattern, you scale up the entire thing, but if you want to see the video, I'll link it below. There's also a couple other storage items in that video that you can look at. Okay, I think we got it. As you can see from this really long column, this is our item silo. Now if we put in an item to test, let's do a stone slab. We can watch this to make sure the light travels all the way down consistently, which it looks like it is. It's a little bit of server lag in there, but we should be fine. Yeah, there we go, looks good to me. Alright, now all we have to do is we have to add the middle step of actually connecting these up, and we have to add the final control value with the comparator on here. I did also want to add in this stone brick wall. I wanted to give it a little bit of definition. While looking at these farms is really cool, I also like the idea of just being able to come down here and just have a pretty smooth wall with just these giant silo signs on them. So I'm going to experiment with this, and as I add more farms, we'll see how it looks. Maybe this background wall ends up coming down in the future. We will have to see. But now let's actually get onto the redstone bit. Oh, I didn't want to make a mess. So it turns out I can't use a good portion of this footage because I was whistling or humming some songs in the background, and we can't use that, now can we? We don't want to get sued. Alright, I had to do a little bit of rewiring. As you can probably tell, it does not look as good as it used to, but I realized that these circuits were going to hit each other because I remembered I hadn't actually finished this bit down here yet. I had to add in this final segment to make the item sorter, or the item silo. I keep calling it an item sorter. It's not an item sorter. You guys haven't seen me calling it an item sorter because I keep having to start over what I'm saying. But yeah, I had to add this little bit because I forgot, otherwise this lamp wouldn't be lighting up. And I originally had this over here. I had to switch it around, which meant I had to move the hoppers, and it was a mess. I wasn't tearing all of this down to move it back one block to do that, or to move where the dropper was. I wasn't doing that. So it's here now. Now the final test of what we have to do is, does this work? We have to hope that nothing gets stuck under these hoppers here. That's what I was worried about. But it's looking like when things get dropped out, they're just going up really quickly. That's not going to be a permanent thing, but that's what it would look like if it was full. And my goodness, I do like that. I will admit, I do like that. Oh my gosh, HuJoe, what are you doing? Stop spamming the chat. I'm recording, you scrub. Good grief. Don't spam my chat. Rather than monitor the hopper, because an issue we could have is the comparator is going to pick up the signal once anything enters the hopper, and then that's going to constantly be toggling with this system, and it could potentially even break it, and we don't want that to happen, of course. So the way of fixing that, I went too high. There we are. The way of fixing that is instead putting the comparator output on the chest. And I'll show you how we can do that. We're going to do... we'll choose this one over here, because it's closer to the edge here. And then we need to actually have two comparators set up. Wait. Oh, no, I was wrong. We need to have this... oh my gosh! Stop... oh no! Well, I caught myself. Oh my gosh, dude, stop spamming the chat! Good grief! Anyway, as I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted by myself, being a dum-dum, what we have to do is we have to have two comparators here, so let's go ahead and pull those out. I guess I'll grab them from over here. And we will need a hopper for this. We're going to do a comparator like that, put it into subtract mode. And then we're going to have just a hopper facing over this way. First off, let's get rid of that scaffolding so that it doesn't mess up our system here. And then all we have to do, and I have to take that out, of course. Oh, that's the wrong shulker box. Of course it is. Oh my gosh, stop it. There's just not a lot of space to work up here, is there? Alright, now we just put in 4 stacks of smooth stone into this hopper. That's going to output a certain strength of signal. I'm guessing that's going to be around 12, most likely. Maybe not exactly 12, but around that amount. And then what we have to do is we do need a repeater for this. Why do I not just constantly leave this out? Let's just make sure... yeah, as you can see, the signal's not going through right now. The only time this signal will go true now that it's in subtract mode is once this chest gets probably about 4/5 full, and this will actually start outputting a signal of about 12 or 13, then this will actually go through as a signal, and then we can just run this out to something else, which is what we're going to do now. And we actually have this entire side here that's really not used, so we could really utilize this. I'd like to check something. I'd like to see how long the signal strength is. We have 1, 2... let's just do this. I think this is going to be longer than 15, so my idea probably won't work. It could if we rewired things a little bit. Because my idea was just to run... okay, I'm going to have to bleep that out. Thanks a lot, Salty. Now that's more work in post. If we had a signal running up to this area, then we could have potentially... let's see, 1, 2... I just have to count this first before I actually explain it. Okay, yeah, it's about 16, which is a shame. Because that is... yeah, that's one too long for what we want to do. But all we would have to do is we'd have to add a repeater in down here or something, and that instantly fixes the problem. If we put a repeater into this spot, my plan will actually work. It's just a matter of switching these... where do I have to do this? I have to go here. This has to be a repeater, which means... well, actually, let's see. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7... maybe it wouldn't actually have to be one. If we just had it wind down here, for example. If we had something like this. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Would that be just strong enough? Let's try it. So yeah, this is what I'd been talking about. If we have this repeater here, this will send out a certain amount of signal strength. So for example, it would be sending out a full signal strength here, and it should be enough to go all the way up to here. This is how I choose to stop my automatic systems, and this is actually something I prefer to do in basically all the redstone that I build, is once my storage systems get to a certain fullness, I guess would be the way of saying it, I add in this system, and it runs through here, and because I have my systems toggle whenever there's a change in redstone signals like this, they detect the change in the pistons. As long as this signal is constant, the system won't fire. So this constant signal means that the system will not fire, and it won't harvest more resources. I'm sure I was really repetitive there, but that's fine. Ideally, this should work. Alright, let's see how strong this would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If we put a repeater here, we're fine. Because then that'll run well into the rest of our system. Yeah, this should work. I'm making a really big mess, aren't I? Let's go pick some of it up. Ow. I hit my head. I'm not okay. I didn't even take half a heart of damage. I hit my head. Oh my gosh, what are these guys doing in chat? Good grief. Oh! I broke it! No! This is such a huge mess. The thing is, we really don't have a way of testing it until we actually get to full storage. So it'll be interesting to see if it truly works. Look at all this sugarcane, though. Oh my gosh, dude. Are you kidding me? There's another war now? Oh my gosh. HuJoe just apparently cannot stay at peace for 10 seconds, can he? Think I got them all? We have this one up here. This one here. This one here. And this one there. Yeah, we got it. Awesome. So that should be everything. I can't believe we actually finished this. Did I leave anything up here? Wow, this is a mess. I'm not gonna lie. This is really messy. But you know what? It's not gonna be seen. Everything else is really organized. That's just redstone wiring. It's not much to do about that. Whoa, look at this. Sugarcane's on the way. We have a lot. We have so much of it. This is so great. But yeah. In future episodes, I'm going to have to slot some more machines here. I already have some ideas for wheat and carrot and potato farms. Now, they wouldn't be automatic, but they'd be automatic harvesting, probably. So I have some ideas for what we can put here. Melons and pumpkins, of course, would be going in here as well. There's tons of stuff we can slot in. The melon and pumpkin farm practically fits in a quarter of a chunk. I could easily modify it to just be a quarter of a chunk. Just cut off a little bit at the end, and we could squeeze it back there. We could have two that way. Just have two over here, and then we could have a system set up with that to where, because I had one of these built on my solo survivor world, where you can have a silo for melons, a silo for pumpkins, and you could also have, once those overflow, you can have those go into bone meal, since this thing's going to go automatically anyway. But enough of me rambling, and enough of me swimming around in what is apparently just a mess I've left. Oh, now I have to clean this up. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna have to call it here, guys. The combination of carving out the slime chunk as well as carving out this, I basically carved out 5 chunks worth of blocks times about 35 to 40 depending on how you do the math for certain areas. That took a lot of time. But we were also able to do this, and I'm very happy about that. I mean, look how this looks. This is so cool. I may make this my my thumbnail. We'll see, because this looks really nice. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I think I probably already said that, but that's fine. I have to stop this now. I have to make sure this gets edited because it's already going to be late because of how much time it took to dig. So until next time, guys, this is Blueberry Gamer signing off. God bless America.